Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2016 Atlantic Challenge Cup in Chicago. We have another Scotch doubles coming up here for the second match in day 3, the afternoon session. I'm going to introduce the players, so please give a big hand for Europe's Khodjaeva and Andreas Madsen. From the USA, please give a big hand for Serena Black and Shane Wolford. Now over to the commentary box where we have Nick Varner and Mike Wilson.
Hey pool fans from around the globe, welcome to the Atlantic Challenge Cup. My name is Mark Wilson, and alongside me, providing expert insights, is Billiards Hall of Famer, Nick Varner. Always an honor and privilege to have you beside me, Nick, and it's a pleasure to learn from you. Give us a couple insights for this match.
Well, this is a mixed couples match with alternate shot, and it's like all the matches, it's race to 6, and so we got Shane and Serena for USA, and Diane and Andreas. Andreas or Andreas, I don't know which way you pronounce it. Is that Andreas or?
You can go either way. Khodjaeva and Madsen.
And Diana, man, that last match last night was pretty impressive that she played. I think she could have beat all the men in the tournament that last match as good as she played. She just, everything she shot at went in.
Very, very sound all the way around and confident. You know, I think that's maybe what we're seeing. Europe just looks like they're supposed to win. Their attitude portrays that. And after losing the opening match in this event, they've gone on to win 7 out of 8 of the next matches. So the score now stands at 7-2. And I don't know. Do you think the U.S. players have a crisis plan in case this was to happen where it starts to slip away?
Crisis plan? What do you mean?
You know, I mean, how are they going to deal with adversity? Or do you think that it's starting to gang up? Maybe they kind of heading towards the death spiral here.
Well, it just in competition, you can never quite know what's going to happen. I mean, one of the most surprising things to me in this match, even though USA is down 7-2, is, you know, we've had a lot of opportunities. We could easily be tied or ahead in this match.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't like they've overpowered us, you know what I mean?
No, that's right.
We've kind of, in my opinion, just give up too many lost opportunities so far. Just like that last game in the last match, 8-9 on the table, and we couldn't win the game.
We didn't get out. Yeah, that's right.
So why did that happen? I think that after working with the Black Widow Junior camp, the thing I say, we should have worked a lot more on running racks and decision making, and the push out after the break, and the pattern play and decision making. Like, I think she should have either went rail first on that or hit the 8-ball thin. Her using low, man, coming that wide, that's almost impossible to control the speed.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous shot. And a little bit of that goes to inexperience. If you were trailing yourself when you were down 7-2, maybe race to 11, what kind of thoughts would go through your head leading into the match?
You know, I don't worry about the score too much. And, you know, the only time that maybe you think that the match is really going to be tough is when they get on the hill. Until my opponents get on the hill, it's just like we're down 7-2. I won so many matches down 7-2 and lost so many matches 7-2. A lot of people want to toss in the towel, but to me, this match is a long way from over. I mean, I'd rather be ahead 7-2.
That's right. Yeah, you were a good battler. And, you know, sometimes people say, well, just to address the match like it's 0-0. I think it'd be better to address the match like it's hill-hill. You know, play that game for all your life rather than like you got plenty of time, because you don't at this point.
Well, always, to me, I tried not to pay too much to a history lesson unless there was something to learn from it. You know, if I missed the last ball, I would think about whether I hit it too thick or too thin, and maybe the speed, the effect on it. You know, I just concentrate I think the hard thing to get across is all anybody can do is try to make their next shot and execute it and get the position.
Yeah.
Nobody can do anything else. And I think the inexperience is, in a lot of ways,
right,
is big.
Just prior to the match, Nick referred to a couple of things. He thought they should work on runouts a little bit more. And what I saw, I have to agree, and I'm not being critical, because inexperience is certainly a contributing factor. But if you have ball in hand and you end up with 3 or 4 balls on the table having to make a hard shot, you didn't use ball in hand properly. You know, you should be able to. You just don't want to expose yourself. Not that you couldn't make a hard shot, but the more often you expose yourself, the more susceptible you are to either continuing to be out of line or missing a ball.
Well, I think the lack of competitive experience has really showed up so far in this match, because they take too many angles for granted. That, well, just like that angle there on that game where April tapped that ball on the side and she got Chris straight in, and then she had to play the tough shot in the corner, which is a very missable shot. You know, she should have used a little lower when she soft-rolled it in there to make sure she had an angle where he could get her off the rail.
Yeah, perfect point there. And we are very, very short on experience for these guys, and they don't normally play talent of this magnitude, you know, where you're up against super tough shots. As Diana just played herself out of line a little bit there. Going to test Andreas.
This is a testy shot here. This is definitely no gimme here, and
even if he makes it, the cue ball figures to go a long ways from the 9. It's not going to be an easy to hold the cue ball here, because you hate to trickle it that soft.
Well, he should go. Well, he may get good position for this corner, but he'll probably have to. Oh no, he's going the other way. He's cutting it in both pockets in the same hole.
Well, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot there.
Good recovery. There in the background, we see Mike Serra, Angel Levine, and Skip Nemsek. Tweetins.
And then Kim from International Billiards in Houston.
Well, Europe quickly
they're
claims the first game.
They're helping sponsor this. They own the Brad Scuffer, one of the original tip tools, and it's really nice to see them along with the other BCA companies. I know Skip Nemechek from Tweetin and Master Chalk. I know that he's been one of the main cogs as far as putting this thing together, and I think this is a fabulous program. I think it's an investment that our billiard industry definitely needs to make.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree more. We need that aspirational component for these kids to shoot for. This is the juniors Super Bowl pool. Serena Black, I mean, she's a 4.0 student and works so hard at the sport. And then Shane, this is my first exposure to meeting him, but seems to be a very terrific character type kid and nice fluid stroke, and did not look overwhelmed or intimidated at all the first day, which I thought maybe 16-year-old kid, you know, that could be a little bit shocking. So
no, he looks like he looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess he's a center for the football team in high school.
So
he's had some competitive experience in another sport.
Well, Diana Khodjaeva breaking now. And this first time I'm
seeing she goes after it now. That break, she really goes after it. And one rule here that seems to be a little bit too tough is on the break. Between the combination of balls that go behind the head string and balls made, it has to total 3. And man, that's a tough requirement. I think they need to maybe consider looking at that, because so many times people have made good breaks and they failed to meet that, and then their opponents were straight in. And
Good shot there. Good control. You know, my biggest objection with the rule is that people already have a negative stereotype of pool players, and then the very first shot, the referee claims illegal shot, and the casual fan says, "Oh, these pool players are already doing stuff illegal. This is the first shot of the match."
Maybe they should use a different
So.
terminology. How about foul? That'll solve that problem. Okay, now they've got a pretty good lineup here. It looks like as long as they stay in position here, they've got a pretty good chance to extend their lead to 2-0. But not much we can do about this game. A break and run out. That's one thing you don't have any control over is what your opponent does.
I learned that these kids, as junior players, when they do well in junior tournaments, they're rewarded with a trip to a professional tournament to participate, and that's all expenses paid, airfare, entry fee, and so they're familiar with playing with the likes of the top players of Europe, you know, Ralph Souquet and Niels Fine and Jason Shaw and those kind of players. One of the advantages that is when you go to stack up against somebody, you might not beat them, but you're not going to be afraid of them, and you're exposed to super high-level play. Another thing I noticed in almost all their backgrounds, they list as something in their future as pro player. You know, and so they're really thinking about that now at this age.
Yeah, I did notice that on career choices, and I just hope they have a second choice.
Well, or that we make the sport better to where that could be a reality, as opposed to right now it's just not there. And,
well, you know, they're starting Rocky McElroy from Spring Hill, Florida. He owns Capone's Billiard Room. He's putting together a proprietors association of rooms across the country, and because they really are tired of seeing us get beat in the Moscone Cup.
yeah.
And so they're trying to put a room owners association together to try to help the sport from, you know, we don't have our showcase. I mean, we need a showcase for the game for these junior players to have some reason to play the game as juniors.
Yep.
And if we don't have that, I mean, it really hurts the growth of the game. I mean, how many people would be dropping their kids off at the golf course if Tiger Woods was playing for a weekend tournament for $500 first place?
Right. Yeah, we need that aspirational component, and right now we don't have it, but we certainly recognize the desperate need for it, because if you don't have anything to drive that, there is a future here beyond just junior pool or top of the league chart. Then you don't have that as people trying to practice. They just try to manipulate their handicap and stay where they're at. And it's not for everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there is some that would like to go beyond top of the league. Well, we haven't seen much of the Americans thus far in this match. That was a break and run out by Europe.
Yes.
And a solid break and run out. I mean, they were really never tested in that. They stayed in line the whole way.
Yeah, they made it look easy. They had a reasonable run out, and the tough. We did see a see, I'm not sure that's a legal break. Did the 5 get in, or?
I don't know what is it? It's right on the line. Looks like it. Ricky trying to get clarification. Ricky Bryant, our presiding official, wants to know if it's base of the ball or any part.
Here comes the laser.
Oh,
Here
they got
comes
a
the
laser.
First time I've seen that in the match. This is the third day.
Yeah, that's a kind of a success. We lasered it in there.
So we just barely
made a legal break.
And okay, now Serena has a long shot on this too, and like Mark said, they haven't been at the table very much this match, so this is a tough opening shot when you're not warmed up yet.
The one thing when you come to the table with a shot like that is not to be so consumed with the 3-ball for position. Forget position, get the 2 down, and then kind of take what you settled for, or work it from there. But just don't. You hate to turn the table over like this because now it's like the other team never lost any momentum. They don't even know that they're in the match. They think they're practicing.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's what I told them. Even if you're down 5-0, somebody, they just come along peacefully from there. Well, my theory was, my next shot at the table, I try to make it just like a score 0-0 because you never know if I can win 2 or 3 games. My opponents will know I'm in the match.
Right.
and when they got that long shot on the 2, it might not go in now.
No, that's right. And, Nick, you've always been a battler. I always admired that about you. Sometimes you wouldn't dazzle them with brilliance. You would just kind of grind them into the dust. And you could win with your A game naturally, but you could win also with your B and C games because there was no quit in Nick Varner. That's how you get to the Hall of Fame for those listening in that were wondering.
Well, that was one of Mike Siegel's famous quotes of all time. He said, forget anybody can win when they're dead stroke running racks. He says, the guys that are the true champions are the ones when they're dogging it and they're hard to beat.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys got other tools, other ways to win a match other than just playing your A game, which wins when we have it. But.
Okay, now this is a great opportunity here for Team USA. They got ball in hand and a pretty reasonable run out here. Is long. Every run out looks easy like this when you got ball in hand, as long as you don't go too far or too short.
Right. No, that's what I'm
for
saying.
For position, speed is so critical. Having good speed is so critical.
We just need to get to the middle of the table. That preserves the right angle. Now she needs to hold an angle so that the 5 easily transfers to the 6. On day 1, I saw some nerves where they just shot the ball in and then got the wrong angle, and it ultimately conspired against them to not succeed. Here she had a little mechanics breakdown. There was no pause, and she was not settled in, or she was not confident about that stroke. And that's what I'm saying. Here's a chance. Ball in hand, we got 1 ball.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's an open layout.
Yeah.
So that's the killer, and that only comes from experience. Do you know how many times I've accomplished that same feat myself? Make 1 with ball in hand. Criminal. Yeah. Look at this jump technique. Elbow on the table.
Wow.
She got plenty of height on it. Okay.
Once again, we come to the table with a great opportunity to get on that scoreboard. The 2 toughest games to always get are the first and the last. We need to get this first one marked.
Oh, yeah. Given that we're not running out well, they are on 2 fouls. Should we go for a 3-foul rule here? I'm only joking. We definitely run out. But.
I watched Shane practice today, and he's really playing pretty good.
Serena needs to brush off the last one to make a good quality swing here. Look out, 8. Isn't it funny how the balls conspire against you when you're playing not well or struggling? Everything is tough.
Yeah.
Is that the jump
An
cue?
inch to the right, and he's got an easy shot. Pool's a game of precision.
To be fair, though, a Nick Varner or something takes the 8 ball out of play by introducing side spin or making sure. I mean, even if you have a longer, tough shot on the 6, you're not going to allow the 8 to beat you on this particular shot. Rarely. You see what I'm saying? And that comes from experience, and you can't expect these kids to have experience. But this is how you get it. Nick and I were talking.
Well, they got to be 19 or under, don't they? Or under 19?
Yeah, 18 and under, I think, or 18 and a half. There's some. Oh, what a shot.
Wow, what a shot.
Oh,
the good news is he made it. The bad news is the position.
Yeah.
A good news, bad news story there. Tell you what, we did make a couple nice kicks in the earlier match.
Yeah.
April made one. Oh, boy, she almost got that ball. That was a nice try.
Europe is on 2 fouls.
Okay.
One of the main things I've tried to stress to the team when I talk to the team is just number one, remember to enjoy yourself out there, and just focus on the next shot. You can't win racks at a time. You can only win the match or lose the match one ball at a time. And if you don't get off to a good start,
right.
I said, every time you come to the table, act like it's the winning match point. The next shot you shoot is the win. Don't worry what the score is.
Right.
Just do the best you can on the next ball, and that's the way I played my whole career.
It's so much easier to say that, but to implement that, and a lot of times they've never heard it before. But, yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Well, it maybe sounds too simple.
Well, Andreas opened up this inning with a great long straight-in shot. You can see he has his cue well underneath his body. I was really curious. He hit the heart of the pocket.
Well, that makes the score
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah, and they've had a break and run out.
Timeout, USA.
My name is Andreas Madsen. I'm 19 years old, from Copenhagen, Denmark, and my favorite pool player is Niels Fein.
Hello, my name is Khodjaeva. I'm 17 years old. I'm from Brussels, Belgium, and my favorite player is Kelly Fisher.
My name is Serena Black. I'm 17 years old from Warrensburg, Illinois, and my favorite pool player is Allison Fisher.
My name's Shane Wolford from Roanoke, Virginia. I'm 16 years old, and my favorite player is Skylar Woodward.
But we didn't play any alternate shot. Or no, not that one. It was Ricky and Chris. I think that's a good team, but they really got tangled up with
the game right, and you're second guessing things. You got to play the shot. Oh.
I think outside of that, I don't think they're so far ahead of us. What's your
No.
You're live now.
Yeah.
Ow.
Okay.
Is it? You're on now.
Okay, we're just waiting for Serena Black to return to the arena. Team USA trails 3-0. Europe has come out very strong in this match, looks solid. Not been faced with many testy situations.
Yeah, this match has pretty well been all Europe. We're down 3-0, and we had a couple opportunities to get on the board, but just failed to do so.
And you really have to capitalize on any kind of an error like that, because a lot of times there's a lot of games that go kind of iffy, or somebody plays real good so you don't. So whenever you get those opportunities, you gotta cash them in. Otherwise, you can easily conspire and get you know, where it just becomes overwhelming, the momentum for the other side. Thus far, the U.S. highlight of this match has been when Ricky Bryant, the referee, got out the laser and we were declared to have made a legal break, Nick. That's a joke. That's a joke. That's our highlight.
Well, you might as well chuckle, I guess. No use crying over crying, huh?
No, it's a great win for everybody just to have this match, and we said that before, and I agree that
this event, I think, you know, it's going to take a while for this thing to grow. I mean, a couple years. It's not. This is just a second one. I mean, you know, it's going to take a couple years to get this thing going. So now we're ready to start Game 4.
And going along with what you're saying, I think that will also rev up our American youth to want to really become better players, so that, you know, they can stand up here and bring home the cup at some point. And I hope it carries up all the way through the ranks.
Well, this is just like a junior Mosconi Cup.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And the Mosconi Cup also, same deal. We've got to start rising up, doing something to retaliate against Europe. They beat us 7 times, I think, in recent history.
It's funny. We talk about inexperience and the pressure of an event on these kids, but you know. Our pros have been having a little trouble performing under pressure in the Mosconi Cup themselves.
And you say the reason, lack of competitive intensity. You know, there's just not the opportunities out there. And the guys, you know, they play some bar table events and then try to show up and play on TV against hardened pros, and it just doesn't fly.
Well, for instance, the other lady player, what's her name, Crystal?
Christina.
Mm-hmm. They say she plays 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and then takes off on Sunday.
Wow. Yeah.
How you like that work ethic?
Yeah,
huh?
I like it. Yeah. Look at this. Nice break by Andreas. Diana made a good shot. Now they got a pretty nice open layout. And these are the ones you have to take advantage of. When you get a nice look at the table like this, because it's hard to earn your way in there where it's this good, but you cannot give them back. The unforced errors will just kill you, and that's usually what dictates the outcome of any match.
Well, that's a good point, because, you know, the thing that I always, when I was playing competitively, that I always hated was when if I come to the table with the balls open and an easy shot to start with, it seems like you really get penalized if you don't win that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't afford to give away too many games that you can win, because people, it's easy. The math works out real easy. If if you lose 11-7 and you give away 4 games, well, you take them 4 games off your opponent and put it on yours, you win 11-7.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, they're absolutely huge, those turnovers. And it's hard enough to get opportunities, let alone give some away. You really, well, men pros break and run out 30% of the time. So every time you give one away, that one plus 30% of the time you lose another one. Then they play safe, and you're kicking for your life before you get another turn. You know, it can quickly morph into 3 or 4 games.
Well, just like the team play, we were lucky. I mean, we really played good to win that first match 6-5, and Ricky made a fantastic out.
Sure did.
And a fantastic break. He made 4 balls, and then what was funny, the first shot was easy, but the rest of the shots were no gimmies.
Even the final 9.
Oh, man, that was a real pressure shot.
I was feeling the crowd. There's another break and run out. Nice. See how they cruised through that layout? There was never. We're over here laughing because there was nothing to really talk about as far as they stayed right in line and comfortable. And
they made it look easy. And
yeah.
Well, right now they're in a position where I don't think they know Team USA's in the match. So,
right.
Team USA has to put some pressure on you where they're not so comfy.
Right. Yeah, you really got to keep your chin up because you can still pull out a victory from here, but you can't do it if you have any kind of negativity, and there was a great saying one time that was, adversity does not build character, adversity reveals character. It really tells you who you are. When you're down like this, how can you handle it, so.
No pain, no gain.
Yeah. But we even, it's 4-0, but twice they've broken around out. So we haven't even seen the Americans at the table much yet in this match. They have made a couple mistakes, but that's it. And Europe has made them pay dearly.
I don't know how many balls we made, but I just remember Shane making them 2 shots, and we made any of the balls in this.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Forget about games. How many balls?
Right.
I don't think we made 6 balls yet, let alone.
That's
won 6 games.
It's a good point because, when Pat Fleming was doing the AccuStats and I was studying it, you don't have to tell me anything about the stats in a match. Just tell me who made the most total balls in a race to 11, and that person wins way over 95% of the matches. So I don't need to know the score. Just tell me who made the most balls. If you made 95 and I made 86, you definitely won. It's a good break, is it? Yes, it is.
How about
illegal.
that break?
Okay.
Wow, Serena come with a really good break here.
All right. Now this
got a tester to start with, though.
Yeah.
What do you like here, Mark? What do you like? What play you like here on this one?
I'll tell you what. I like inside spin and try to overcut the 1 if I miss it a little bit, just because trying to come around the table is so full of clutter and you'd have to power up. And I just don't want to sell. I want that 1 ball, if I miss it, to be on that end rail down there and the cue ball down the other end. So I would go inside spin and go right at the 9 here with the cue ball if I could.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'd hit it with a lot of spin, and I like your thought on overcutting the 1. That's exactly what I'd be thinking about. And I'd try to get the 1 on the rail between the 2 and 9 over there to the left, where in case no matter where the 1 goes, he's snookered.
Right. Tough shot here to open the rack.
Yeah, because I would hit this with maximum left.
He was going straight safe. Looks like he's going to be, no, not going to quite get there. You hate to lose on that shot. You'd rather at least go down and miss it, miss the ball shooting at it rather than.
Yeah.
Danny always says he hates to lose on a phony safe, and that was a lot of movement. Both the cue ball and the object ball had to go a long ways. It didn't work out.
Plus, when he missed a safe, he's left them where they cut the 1 in. They're going right the direction they need to go for the 2.
Yeah.
He would have been better just to put it up here between the 2nd and 3rd diamond and lift the cue ball on the end rail and let him see it. And he's got no pocket. He's either got to cross bank it or he's got to make a phenomenal shot. And even if he makes it, he might not win the game because position's not automatic.
Yep. Okay, he tried to spin it in, hit it heavy, it squirted into the object ball. So Serena comes to the table with a makeable one, not an easy one.
Yeah, this is, even though it looks easy, this is a little tester because she's got to hit it a little thinner than she'd like. And I don't know about the speed. And she does have to avoid that 9 too. She's got to try to creep underneath that 9 and get a good shot on the 2 in the corner. I don't think you can go on top here.
Good shot. Good shot.
That was nicely done. That was a great shot.
Well, we needed that to come get just a little momentum on our side where we got an open layout here, not an easy layout.
Now the position play should be pretty.
Okay.
All she really has to do here is make it.
That's all. But
like a stop shot.
This is where you really do.
But it's long.
Yeah.
It's long.
If you get out of rhythm, this is missable. When you're in your good rhythm, this is plays pretty routinely.
Hey, oh, wow.
Nice.
What a fantastic shot.
Hit the heart of the pocket. That will embolden her confidence a bit.
Really, all he wants to do is leave her straight in. She can just stop it on the 6 and leave him easy shot on the 8. I wouldn't try to do anything except let her stop the ball on the 6. Just make it and stay right where you're at. I wouldn't do nothing fancy. What about you? What do you think?
Oh,
on this
yeah,
one?
conservative. Yeah, let's not be moving the cue ball over. This is certainly doable. And you know, realistically, if you don't get out from here, you're not supposed to win the match anyway. You know, I mean, so what are you worried about trying to play perfect?
Well, that's the way I look at it. If I can't make a 6, I'm not supposed to win anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Or if I can't make the 8,
right,
I'm not supposed to win anyway. Because you know, that first match where Ricky had a shot on the 9, if you was practicing, that'd be a hanger.
Mm-hmm.
Or if a score was 0-0,
right.
that 9 ball would be a hanger.
Right.
But because it's hill, it's a tough shot.
Oh, yeah. Good shot by Shane. Nice speed. Drifts it right into position.
Here comes Team USA.
All right. That's one of your Durban Cup team members right there making that 9 ball.
Yeah.
Serena Black.
Yeah.
She's getting some invaluable experience here. That's no doubt about it. And she feels the pressure. She recognizes that she might be a little bit behind some of the other team members too, and that doesn't help. But, you know, no matter what, this is how you get better. You can't teach experience. You have to get in here and get bruised and battered, and that's how you get to be a better player.
Yeah, that experience, that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You interview for a job, your first job.
Yeah, right.
Says what kind of experience you got.
Exactly.
That's a hard question to answer, huh?
Right.
Well, that was enough uplifting run out there for them. That'll help their confidence.
Right.
Make them feel better about themselves.
It was just a hair tougher layout than they've not completed a couple times earlier on. So now they feel like, okay, now get the balls open. Let's do some damage here. And it would be nice if we could put a couple games on the board here just to let Europe know that they are vulnerable.
Yeah.
To win it, you know, you get back 4-3 in this thing, and they're thinking, well, we got to close this out. And it's kind of uncharted territory. They're not used to us putting some pressure on them from behind. Is Diana the girl you were saying that trains 12 hours a day?
No, Christina.
Christina?
That
boy.
And I've watched her play, and boy, she does play good and solid. I mean, okay, now it looks like they're going to have to roll out here.
I don't know. It almost looks like if you could go rail first. It's not that bad of a play. It's quite a ways from the pocket, but you could billiard the 7 in over there. The 2 lays up, not too bad.
I think you got to curve it a lot.
Do you? Well, then, from
it's
our
not
angle.
so easy to judge. I mean, if you hit it a little fat, then good things may not happen. Or if you cut it to the left rail too quick.
Right.
If you don't catch it thick, it's harder to get away free or even make it, you know.
You don't know this, but I'm going to tell you. I always cite this, why the push-out rule is not a good rule. And I say this. Okay, suppose you have this. Where are you pushing out to Nick Varner? That he can't outbank you, outcut you, and knows all the safeties. How are you going to push out? Seriously. Now here's just a pure challenge here. Do you want to try to take this on and shoot?
See, I never challenge my opponent.
No, right. No.
I shoot over there to the right middle diamond.
And go for a safety battle, right?
You know, and I try to do anything except allow my opponent to make this shot and run out and beat me without me getting another turn at the table. You
and I grew up when it was 2-shot rollout, so we know we're more familiar with it. But you also know there's nothing worse. It's a horrible push-out if you ever lose from your push-out. That was a horrible push-out. That's just that way it has to be.
Yeah, if the 2 don't go in the side, I think they probably made the right decision. But it is actually this one is a pretty easy shot if all you got to do is make it.
Right. Yeah, the 2 definitely doesn't go in, and that contributed to their decision. But
that's why I don't like this push out at all.
I don't either. It's dead. It died a long time ago. Nobody knows. Oh, this particular one. I'm saying the rule in general. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, I like the push out. I think it makes the game way more exciting because to me, the most pathetic shot in 9-ball is where the guy just plays some dink safety on a dead cross side. If you're playing push out, you're never going to pass that because that's like a hanger compared to what you're going to be looking at when you come back to the table. You're going to be looking at 9 feet.
True that. True that. But it was the reason the push out's still in there is to minimize the luck, and where the luck happens in pro pool is when a guy shoots and misses and hooks you. It's not how many balls they slop in, and it's not that they don't get a shot from the break. And these guys break and run out 30% of the time or a little better.
Well, I just watched a match on a 4-pocket table where they played 7 races to 9, and there was 1 break and run out in all 7 sets.
Yeah. Now, I understand that because that's quite a bit different. That's different than anybody even plays. So.
It almost eliminates the break totally.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no.
That was pretty thin, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think he might have been worried too much about position, and he should have just made the 1 and hope you just can see the 2.
Yeah.
And you can figure out something, a bank or a save.
Well, even that being said, he didn't get position, so that didn't help anything. That was a nice little shot.
Or maybe it was just so thin he did the best he could. Almost.
That's right, yeah. It looked like from our angle, it looked like he might be way below it, and that might have been a pretty tough shot. So. Measuring out where they want to transfer from the 4 to the 6. Now is definitely the time to figure that out.
Yeah, we were talking this week, and I said, well, I always play. I think it was Dr. Q. I was kidding with him. He's talking about position, 3 balls ahead, and I said, you play 3 balls ahead? I said, I always make the 1 and then look to see where the 2's at. I just trying to inject a little humor. First he looked at me, and then he
sometimes his
thought I was serious.
Yeah, his sense of humor is a little not thinking that you're serious for sure.
Hey, we're at the table. Wow. How lucky are we this game?
Oh, good shot, Serena.
What a fantastic shot. That was nothing but net there, huh?
No, that's beautiful. Yeah, she definitely seems to be more confident now since the break.
Looks like she's playing a lot better, and like you say, more confident.
She got through the ball, and that was an accelerating stroke. That wasn't like I'm scared of this. I'm going to hit this stroke sound.
This is just go to the middle of the table. That's all this is. You don't do nothing too fancy. Just try to.
Right.
Where he pointed his stick there would be ideal.
Yeah, this is not the shot to be cute on. You take what you have.
No, you got to try to get this one down. So.
Good shot.
Hurry just
Good
a little.
Shot.
Oh, you can't ask for better than this. Well, maybe 4 or 5 more inches.
Well, but from where you're at, you'd be delighted.
I would be delighted.
Even
to
you,
this.
as a Hall of Famer, would be happy with this position. So
well, number one, the ball going in is a big plus.
Right. That's right. Very good. This even plays comfortably for a left-handed player, too. Serena got left-handed position.
This table, what you have to be careful on this table, it plays a little slower than the table in the practice room, so you got to err on the side of too long on this shot.
Mm-hmm. You called it, Nick. You called it. There's always perfect is always good, but you always want to kind of factor out either too short or too long. In this case, you definitely don't want to be too short. You'd rather go.
I play on that shot normally, but this is so much slower, this table, than the practice room. I think it's because of the lights. But I've seen, well, just look, the last shot, the ending shot, he had to cut that ball backwards almost to make it because it came up short.
Oh, skid it out there long.
I like cutting that ball on the side there.
Yeah. It was just too far away from the rail to have to play a bank. Well, here's that little tester here, and this will be a crippling blow if Team USA loses this rack.
Yeah, I thought we had this one.
I was really hopeful. But you said just don't come up short, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, that's no man's land. I call that no man's land. You always have to stay on top of the balls, in my opinion, unless you can stop something and end up straight in the side of the corner. But I always try to stay on top, and that 50-yard line there is absolutely no good.
Boy, Andreas made a nice stroke there with real good timing and rhythm. You know, he stayed still, completed the shot, hit the heart of the pocket, and yeah, that was crippling for Team USA, giving that game away. We could have been 4-2.
4-2. He might have not made that shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
At
least makes you think.
You know, but it's 4-1. He's thinking, man, I make this. It's 5-1, and you like freewheeling. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Execution's so much easier.
Yeah.
I noticed that on the lags, on that speed.
Well, you just can't get down on yourself now. You got to get right back up. Hey, we gave another one away, but that's okay because we're going to play this next game like it's the last game ever.
Well, like I said, my strategy is play each ball like it's the winning ball of a match.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, you're going to get about the maximum performance out of your game you can possibly get.
Yep.
Because nobody can be guaranteed. I was telling Johnny, I said, when they started this tournament out with the 6-on-6 where each player played a game, I said, we'd have a hard time winning these games. You know what I mean? We're no sense to win any of these games.
Exactly right. Right.
And if we climbed out of the chair being code, we're the underdog.
2 balls in, but something, we got a legal break. Good.
And in this particular game, she draws back above the side, or she goes back and forth. I like I like coming above a side here. I like to go 2 rails and play for that side pocket, but she's going back and forth. But boy, this can get away. You can go too low and get behind the 9.
Nine ball slightly impedes the cue ball.
Yeah, but not on the side that counts.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, she kind of has a funny approach to her shots, and you mentioned it earlier. She comes in from the side. You see most great players come from one step behind it. See how she's kind of starting to slide around the table here and then get right down on it. Yep. 7.
She certainly played it on the pro side.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, the 7 kind of emboldens you. You know, if you overcut it, you got a real good chance to glance off of there. Now she's left Andreas quite a tester here.
Yeah, he made that tough 9 last game.
Looked really sharp. Yeah. Well, that makes me feel a little better then. He does miss.
Yeah, he's going to try to put the cue ball behind the 7 there. The only thing is it's hard to get that the pink up high enough, the 4 ball. It's hard to...
Mm-hmm.
It's easy enough to get the cue ball behind the 7, but on this, well, he's looking to maybe cut it in. I don't blame him at this stage of the game. I wouldn't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather play a little more aggressive anyway.
Yeah, you really, you know, it's not that easy of a safety. If you don't know you're going to lock him down, then let's go down shooting. No, he was confident about it and did a good job.
He was able.
Yeah.
And he cut off that side rail over on the right. She's going to have to go to the end rail first. That's always a plus.
Yeah, look at, like, he's measuring up 2 cushions. So
yeah.
So that means that Shane did a real good job of getting that wedge behind the 7.
Yeah, that's what on those safeties you got to cut those rails off, and he cut off the big rail where you just go for the 1 rail kick, so easiest kick.
Okay.
One thing I've learned from watching this tournament is almost everybody comes short on that kick because the slide is so much different on the new cloth, you know, than the old cloth.
Yeah, I've seen 1 kick missed long, and it was a 3-rail kick that the guy tried to warp the angle. All the rest have been short, and there's been a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, Mark, Serena was on the winning Durbin Cup team.
I know. That's what I said. That's your teammate. For those that don't know, Durbin's team, led by Nick Varner and Serena Black, come down and play the Lindenwood Lions team. They've thoroughly beaten us the last couple times that we've played. Serena's going to have to execute a stroke here, Nick.
Yeah, this is a power draw here. This is a power draw coming up. This one you got to be sure you hit it low enough that you don't come up with your tip.
She kind of did what you said to not do. Her tip did come up, and in fact didn't get much draw action on there. Now it's just 8-9 with ball in hand to secure the match for Europe. They're smiling. They certainly feel very confident and relaxed. I would not like it if my partner pointed to a spot on the table here when I have ball in on the 8 for me to go to. That would be kind of insulting, I would think. But nonetheless, that closes out the match. And, yeah, there was a moment early on that it looked like the U.S. could assert themselves, but they really didn't make much here. And Nick, it's been a pleasure as always to have you alongside. So.
Enjoyed it, Mark. It was a lot of fun, and it's I really enjoyed watching the junior players play. It's been a real educational experience.